Hello everyone, I am Raut sir. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn the English summary from 10th class, unit number 3.4. Let's march. So, learn the English summary. The Nobel Prize is most prestigious award in the world. The award is given annually for outstanding achievements or research in the fields of chemistry, physics, literature, world peace, medicine or biology and economics. Brief information about the author. Kailash Satyarthi, born January 11, 1954 in Madhya Pradesh, India, is an Indian child rights activist and 2014 Nobel Peace Prize winner. Satyarthi's Bachpan Bachao movement, which has been working to eradicate child labor since 1990, has so far freed about 80,000 children from forced labor. On October 10, 2014, Satyarthi was announced as the recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. The award was shared with Malala Yousafzai of Pakistan. He was attacked several times while trying to eradicate child labor, and two of his colleagues were killed. Now, we are going to learn the brief summary of the lesson. In his addresses to the world after receiving the Nobel Peace Prize, Kailash Satyarthi said, "Let us talk together. Let us bring our words together. Let us learn from the experience of our forefathers and create knowledge to is beneficial for all. I salute my late father, India, my motherland." He gave the highest credit of his honor to Kalu Kumar, Dhumdas and Adarsh Kishore of India and Iqbal Masih of Pakistan. Every child should have freedom as a child. This is the only goal in my life. He says there is no greater crime than shattering children's dream. And so, there is no peace for your children's dreams in temple, masjid and churches. I do not agree, so they say, every minute counts. Every child is important. Every childhood is precious. So, today I feel like thousands of people are coming to visit Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela. Let us go from ignorance to awakening. Let us go from darkness to light. Let us go find a way from death to salvation. Let us move on. And now we are going to learn the detailed summary. When Swami Vivekananda addressed the American people, he called them brothers and sisters and owned the hearts of all. Similarly, Kailash Satyarthi started his speech in Norway with the following sentence: "My dear children, children from all over the world, honorable kings and queens, you are the Royal Highness, dignitaries, distinguished members of the Norwegian Nobel Committee, dear brothers Tom Harking, brothers and sisters, and my dear daughter Malala, on this platform of peace and humanity." He explained the meaning of mantra in the ancient scriptures of knowledge as follows, which has the potential to liberate humanity from man-made crises. Let us come together as we move together towards global prosperity. No one in any corner of the world should be left behind, from east to west, from south to north. Let us talk together. Let us bring our minds together. Let us learn from the experience of our ancestors and create knowledge that is beneficial for all. He pay homage to the deceased parents, the motherland. Every time I have freed a child from slavery, I have set myself free. Those thousands of heartfelt memories are taking place today. I have seen the smile of God in the first smile of freedom of their beautiful faces. He credits his honor to those who have made supreme sacrifices to protect the freedom of children. I accept this award on behalf of all such victims, my colleagues around the world, and my comparators that said, also my journey from the great land of Lord Buddha, Guru Nanak and Mahatma Gandhi to Norway is. There is link between the ancient and modern centers of global peace and brotherhood. And here I am representing the sound of peace, the innocent outcry and the face behind the invisible. I am representing the millions of children left behind, and I have left a chair empty in his memory. 20 years ago, I met a young child labor in the foothills of the Himalayas, and he asked me if the world was so poor that it could not give me a toy and a book, would I rather have a gun or a knife in my hand? And told me, shoot your friend and family firstly. I also met a Sudanese child soldier. Also, a well-educated militant kidnapped a Sudani boy and told him to kill his friends and family in his first training season. In this way, many child laborers had told them the truth. Friends, all great religions teach to take care of your children. Jesus said, let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, for the word of God is for them. And so there is no other major crime than shattering children's dreams. I don't agree that there is no place for your children's dream in temples, masjids, churches and prayer planets. That means Prarthana Gruhe. I don't agree that the world is so poor that not all the children in the world can be brought to school at the cost of weeks worth of military. I do not agree with all the laws and the constitution. The police and the judges are unable to protect their children. I do not agree that the shackles of slavery can be stronger than the goal of freedom. I can't accept that. The only goal in my life is that every child should have freedom as a child to grow and develop, feel free to eat, sleep and live freely laughs and cries, to play and learn freely, going to school that is most important. I had the opportunity to work with many courageous people who have similar goals. We have not succumbed to any threats to traumas and we will never give up. We have definitely made progress in the last couple of decades. We have been able to halve the number of out of school children. The number of child laborers has dropped by a third. We have been able to reduce child mortality and malnutrition, but we still have a lot of challenges ahead of us. So we can't do anything about it. Friends, the biggest challenge facing human being is fear, which will give meaning and purpose to life, which will create in the youth a sense of global citizenship, free dreaming and intolerance, which gives meaning and purpose to life. We have completely failed to impact such education to our children. Young people like Malala, I call her not just Malala, but my daughter Malala. But my daughter Malala and the other girls who include Kainat, in fact, two Kainat, Sajia, girls from Africa and many girls from all over the world are standing firm and peace over violence, tolerance rather than terrorism, and pursuing courage instead of fear. Many solutions are being worked out, but these measures will not only be found in the discussions in the forums, but also in the suggestions made from afar. These solutions exist only in small groups, local organizations, and individuals who face these problems on a daily basis. In the eyes of the world, all these are unknown, unfamiliar, and unknown, but we will find them in these people, and we can. But what can a single person do? That is the question you will have. One of the things I remember from my childhood was big fire in the forest. All the animals were running away, even the lion, the king of the forest. Just then he saw a small bird leaping towards the fire. He asked the bird, "What are you doing here?" The bird replied in amazement to the lion, "I am going to put out this fire. I am taking my share." 18 years ago, millions of people from all over the world marched and demanded the creation of a new international law to eradicate the worst form of child labor. And it happened. You did it. Millions of people brought it to reality. Friends, we are living in an age of dynamic globalization. Dynamic. Today we are connected to each other through the internet. We are transporting our goods and services in a single global market. Every day, thousands of airports are connecting to corners of the world. But there is a serious unconnected link, and that is the lack of compassion. Let us embrace personal compassion and make it global compassion. Let us globalize compassion. Mahatma Gandhi has said, if we want to teach the world the truth meaning of peace, we have to start with children. I humbly add my opinion to this. To bring the world together through compassion for our children, I ask, whose children are those who work without football but have never played football? Coca grows, but whose children are those who have never tasted chocolate to this day? Whose children die of Ebola? Whose children have been abused and held captive? They are all our children. For generations, I remember the time I rescued an 8-year-old girl who had been working hard in a stone quarry. The girl asked me while sitting in my car after the release, "Why didn't you come up with this?" Her question still haunts me today. That question has the potential to shake the whole world. Her question is for all of us. What are we doing? What are we waiting for? How many girls are we going to enslave like that? Children are asking questions about your inactivity and watching your actions. You need to take collective actions immediately. Every minute is important. Every child is important. Every childhood is precious. So I challenge this passive and pessimistic attitude towards children. I challenge a culture that is silent, passive, and neutral. I appeal to all governments, intergovernmental agencies, business, credible public leaders, workers, teachers, and social organizations, and each of us to end all forms of child violence, slavery, trafficking, child marriage, child labor, sexual exploitation, and literacy have no place in any civilized society. Friends, we can do this. Rulers around the world should formulate child-friendly policies, invest in education and the younger generation. Business need to be more responsible, accountable, and open to innovative partnerships. For these all intergovernmental service organizations, public leaders, and all of us should stand up for the children. Kailash Satyarthi recalls a cobbler boy from his school 50 years ago. and the answer given by his father. I am still angry to hear that. We were born to work, he says. Today, every child has the right to life, liberty, and health, the right to education, the right to security, the right to dignity, the right to equality, and the right to peace. Today, beyond the darkness, I see the smiling faces of my children in the twinkling stars. Today, in every wave of the ocean, I see my children playing and dancing. Today, in every planet, in every tree, and in every mountain, I see my children growing up freely with dignity. Friends, I want you to see and experience this today. My dear sisters and brothers, as I said, many interesting things are happening today. I urge you now, keep your hands on your heart, close your eyes, and make yourself aware of that inner child. I am sure you will realize it. Now, listen to that kid. Please listen. Today, I feel that thousands of people are coming to visit Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, and Nelson Mandela. Let us democratize knowledge. Let us universalize justice. Together, let us globalize compassion. I appeal to everyone in this gallery and around the world. Appeals to march from exploitations to education. Appeals to move from poverty to shared prosperity. Appeals to move from slavery to freedom and from violence to peace. Let us move from ignorance to awareness. Let us go from darkness to light. Let us find a way out of death and let us move on. Kailash Satyarthi's speech at the acceptance of the Nobel Prize. Students, if you understand and like this video, then press the like button. Any suggestions, difficulties, comment in comment box. Share this video with everyone. Make sure you have subscribed the channel and press bell icon to get notification of the next videos. Thank you.